I still got white stuff on my hands.
Basically today I will talk about the fact that I watched 4 hours and 20 minutes long video from Yugioh Everything about the newest Iceberg, about Yugioh, and most of the interesting things that I heard about were not anime related, because most of the things that are about the Yugioh anime and manga on the Iceberg are things that have already been brought by Yugioh Everything and stuff of that sort. Let us begin. This situation or story actually begins 4 years ago, when the first Yugioh Iceberg was created by a user on Twitter called Yugioh7, who had the name for the current anime at that time. And Dylan actually covered the first Iceberg, the ultimate Yugioh Iceberg or whatever. And interestingly enough, this is something that I didn't know until a few hours ago, but there was another YouTuber that also made a video about that iceberg, and that video got more views than Dylan's video. And interestingly enough, I was thinking of keeping this information until later into the video, but interestingly enough, this individual has a channel that is relatively as big as Dylan's or even bigger in terms of subscribers and things of that nature. And that individual around 2 or 3 months ago decided to ask people on Reddit for interesting information that they know regarding Yu-Gi-Oh that not many people know of, but it's confirmed for this information to exist. And that led to the creation of the new iceberg, weirdly enough. This YouTuber that made a video about the first iceberg decided to make an even bigger iceberg now. His name is Bumbles McFumbles. Somebody gives a comment below the iceberg that he's made and says, "Oh, I cannot wait to see like a 5 hours long video on that." And obviously that became reality in a way because of Dylan. But the original poster said that he was gonna make a video on his own. At first I was like, it's probably a small guy that had fun creating the iceberg, but hasn't really done much work on YouTube. That's what I thought originally, but then afterwards that's when I click on his channel and realized that he's a YouTuber and he has actually been active on Reddit about more creative topics, not just the Yugioh Iceberg but things of that nature. So you can check him out down in the description, or at least his YouTube channel. That leads us to Yugioh Everything, aka Dylan, creating this massive video with people in the Yu-Gi-Oh community that are friends of his. And to be honest, it was a fun thing to watch / listen to. I've listened to this throughout the past few weeks. Originally, in the original video I said that I listened to this video throughout 1 week, but I think it was throughout multiple weeks. And the reason why I listened to that video is that I was playing Jump King and I like having audio in the background, and listening to this for a few hours and then leaving the video and then coming back to the video later. I managed to listen through the entirety of the video, but it took me a few weeks to do so. I don't usually go on to Yugioh Everything's channel because it usually doesn't have the most interesting videos, sorry Dio. But yeah, what am I doing? I didn't introduce Dylan. For those of you that wonder who Yugioh Everything is, he's a person, a Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber that has made many videos about the Yu-Gi-Oh animes and manga sometimes, like Arc 5 chapter reviews. And he's basically the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh anime YouTuber there is. He has made countless videos, countless tier videos. He's basically the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh anime channel. And there's also the TGS anime guy, but I forgot about him, but then I exactly remembered about him just now. So yeah, Yugioh Everything, a person indeed. Some interesting things that I found from listening to this iceberg is that, first of all, do you know this meme that appears from time to time that child has a two-way road, one to a bright kingdom and another to a really dark place? That is a Yu-Gi-Oh card apparently, which really confused me and surprised me. A Yu-Gi-Oh GX card more in particular. It appeared in the Yu-Gi-Oh GX anime, and that shocked me because I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh GX and I cannot believe that I see this meme every single day and I didn't even know its origin, even though I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh GX multiple times. It's a cool coincidence in a way. Another thing that might have originated from the Yu-Gi-Oh community is that the abbreviation Wu, or maybe it's not abbreviation, the Wu, not catchphrase, just people typing Wu. That was apparently first seen in a Yu-Gi-Oh fanfiction about what, I don't know, the guys didn't mention it. And I don't know, if editing plebs has some time, he can maybe check out what the fanfiction was about, but I still haven't researched that. Another thing is that Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds apparently predicted a discovery of a Nazca line or something along those lines in the episodes that were not dubbed, aka the Red Nova Dragon arc, when Jack Atlas acquired his new big ace monster. There was the Red Nova Demon apparently, and maybe that was the new discovered line. It's just a cool fact that the writing stuff managed to predict something, or managed to it's a funny coincidence. It's a great coincidence. It's a weirdly great coincidence, to say the least, that Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds predicted the future and stuff of that sort. And maybe Ilyasar were really behind everything and they are really from the future and some bullshit. Okay, I'll stop. In the original recording I sounded more excitedly, but right now, no. Other things that are anime related have obviously been made into videos originally by Dylan, like the Darkness predicting future Yu-Gi-Oh shows. The easiest example I can think of, the Numeron code card, which was the creation of all mankind or something like that. And I don't know, as well as Jesse Wheeler being in Yu-Gi-Oh 5D's dub, which is exclusive for the dub. It was unnamed character in the original version, another thing that Dylan has made a video on. Something that I didn't know before, that I also managed to learn, is that there was a mistranslation in the original Yu-Gi-Oh manga, where there was a dialogue added where Yugi was diabetic or something like that. But yeah, that was just a translation mistake, and in the original Japanese text there was nothing about that. And the funniest thing about the trading card game that I heard is that people try to hide cocaine in a lightning overdrive pack, which it made me crack when I first listened to that video. It made me crack. I cannot laugh or fake excitement right now, but yeah, that was funny to hear about. Another anime related things, Baryons don't have mouth in their designs in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeo, and some person on Reddit commented that, I don't know, it's made for the aesthetic of out of this world of alien-like beings, which the Baryons are in some kind of way. They were originally human, but I guess you can also make the argument that the Baryons have two different designs, their human designs and their quote-unquote monster designs, and if you remove them out, they might look more menacing or more secretive and stuff of that sort, even though Vector always looks cunning and excited when he's on screen, regardless of whether he has a mouth or not. That topic about the mouth made me think about Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains also had similar out-of-this-world characters, aka the Ignis, and the Ignis also didn't have mouths, and I can give two reasons to that. First of all, it would look pretty clunky, pretty weird for these little guys to have mouths. And second of all, it saves some struggles. People say it saves on anime budget. I don't think it would be that expensive to... it's not about budget. First of all, it would look awkward, and second of all, it's just a waste of a time for the animators to add mouth flips on these little characters. Weird, and also it saves some time and not budget, it's just on effort, I guess. Not fucking budget. Stop talking about budget when you talk about anime, man. Last thing that I want to mention in regards to anime is another thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Friends, and that was that it was mentioned on the Iceberg, the Naoki vs Knight of Hanoi 2, which happened in episode 27 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, which was a really fun duel basically. This is the most realistic duel in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because both of these characters have terrible deck building full of level 5 or above monsters. The funniest part is that they're pretty unlucky even though they're in an anime and they don't get the cards to potentially special summon their monsters or normal summon them slowly and stuff of that sort. I feel terrible for explaining this to you. I know that there's no one dumb that needs this explanation. I just have gotten used to explaining the most simple things on YouTube, so yeah. Oh boy, but yeah, it was a hilarious dude to see, and it brought cool memories. It felt grounded. It was just a fun episode to rewatch personally. Another episode that I decided to rewatch afterwards was episode 60. Another episode with Shima Naoki, and basically in this episode Emma and Aoi try to find if Naoki really has connections to Playmaker or something along those lines, and another hilarious episode with him, and it's just fun seeing a goofy character in a more serious series, I guess. Yay. Weirdly enough, after watching 4 hours of this video, I can barely remember things, but that's just a usual thing. In this last segment, I was just gonna tell you how I found out that the original poster was actually a big YouTuber, and in a way it feels weird that I didn't know this at the start of the video, because Dylan didn't mention any of this. Dylan wasn't like, oh, by the way, this is the creator, this is the post, and this creator is actually a YouTuber. In defense to Dylan, what I meant to say is that he's a busy person. He's not a person that usually checks messages and stuff of that sort, and probably the original creator of the iceberg doesn't have problem with Dylan making a video out of this, so yeah. Other than that, this is a bit of a nothing burger video. I know that. It's weird to make a video where I talk about somebody else's video and stuff of that sort, but I wanted to make this swap channel to just talk about anything that interests me in the anime world, and this is something that I was actually interested in. So yeah, that is going to do it with the video. I don't know when this video is going to be uploaded because it's gonna take me time to edit this. Bye.